We'll need no distractions. Your feet hurt could be a distraction. Amen. But there's still children in here that would like to go. Is the children's church still going? It's the fourth son. Oh, the baby staying in. Amen. That's good. We're going over to the book of Luke, chapter 5. Luke chapter 5. I am excited. Excited to preach again. Just excited to be alive. Excited to fulfill my assignment. Amen. I feel incomplete when I don't do what the Lord told me to do. Luke chapter 5. Pray for me, I'm a little stuffy. When I get excited, that all kind of stuff starts coming out. So pray with me that the Lord will clear me up so y'all have to see no snot. Amen. Luke chapter 5, verse 1 through 11. When you got it, we ask that you stand with us. My reader gonna read. So I just ask you to stand under the word of God. We've been on a series talking about destroying the culture of poverty. Amen. It's been blessed to be. Amen. It's been blessed to be, and so hopefully it's been blessing you. The Lord spoke to me this. He said, so keep it at the forefront of the people so that their faith can continue to be activated concerning it so that I can continue to manifest it. But if they lose their faith and excitement for it, then they'll no longer see the manifestation. So as I speak to you, I declare that I'm still getting zero balances. Amen. Verse 1, Luke chapter 5. Read it for me.
One day, as he was preaching on the shore of Lake Gennesaret, great crowds pressed in on him to listen to the word of God. He noticed 2 empty boats standing at the water's edge, while the fishermen washed their nets. Stepping into one of the boats, Jesus asked Simon, its owner, to push out a little into the water, so that he could sit in the boat and speak to the crowds from there. When he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, now go out where it is deeper, and let down your nets, and you will catch a lot of fish. Sir, Simon replied, we worked hard all last night and didn't catch a thing. But if you say so, we'll try again. And this time their nets were so full that they began to tear. And shout for the help brought their partners in the other boats. And soon both boats were filled with fish and on the verge of sinking.
How many boats were filled? Go back.
Both boats were filled with fish.
He stepped into one boat, and 2 boats got filled. Y'all better hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying. He stepped into one boat, and 2 boats were filled. And I'm just going to stop right there and go ahead and prophesy a word. Somebody about to get a blessing because of their neighbor. I thought I was going to find somebody right there. Look down your road and say, you might be about to get a blessing because of me. You might be getting ready to receive because of me. Amen. You can't take for granted who you are around. Amen. God might not step into your house, but if he come into your neighbor's house, you might get a blessing too. Okay, I wish I could find a church right there. So sometimes you ain't got to be in the right house. You just got to be around. You just got to be around. Look at your neighbor and say, you just got to be around. God ain't called you into hiding in isolation. You can't get your blessing if you ain't around. Okay, I wish I could find somebody. Okay, I'll get excited. Calm down. Go ahead.
When Simon Peter realized what had happened, he fell to his knees before Jesus and said, oh, sir, please leave us. I'm too much of a sinner for you to have around.
His blessing was so big that it caused him to repent. Y'all ain't got I'm so ready to shout. His blessing tripped him out so bad that he fell on his knees and said, you know what, I don't even deserve this. You sure you got the right person? I wish I could find somebody. You remember remember my wife prophesied last week and she said that God, he's going to be like Steve Irwin. You're going to be looking around, he's going to be saying, did I do that? The blessing going to be so big that it's going to cause you to check the blessing and you're going to ask God, you sure you got the right one? Because the last time I checked my resume, I don't deserve such a blessing. I wish I could find the church right there. Verse 9 said, he was speechless by the size of the catch. And everybody that was around was speechless. God's about to blow some of y'all mind. All because of somebody else's blessing. But he ain't going to leave you out. Because you are around, you're going to get a blessing too. Keep going.
And his partners too, James and John, the sons of Zebedee. Jesus replied, don't be afraid. From now on, you will be fishing for the souls of men.
Can I stop you? He said, Jesus said to all of them, he said, look, don't be afraid. I said, well, why? He said, don't be afraid. He said, because church people are afraid of being blessed for real. He said, I know this is a lot and you ain't used to a lot. He said, but you got to get used to operating in the overflow because if you're going to walk with me, blessings follow us. And as soon as they landed, they did what? Got a new house, got a new car, got new territory. That boat that they were on, they left it there for somebody to have. That's how blessed they were. I wish I could buy. Somebody about to be so blessed that you can just leave your car where it is and let anybody take it on because God's going to bless you with such an overflow. Okay, y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready. So today's topic, we're talking about destroying the culture of poverty, but my topic today is you just got to impress the right one. Some of y'all been trying to impress the wrong one. You just got to impress the right one. Look at your neighbor and say, you do got to impress the right one. Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for your word. We thank you, oh God, it's going to be blessed, oh God. We thank your word going to have power, oh God, and it's going to do what you set it out to do. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. Shall impress the right one. Impress the right one. Oh, I know this word going to bother somebody because they don't think that they have to impress people. And the truth of the matter is you don't have to impress people. You got to impress the right one. Let me pause by stating that the season of every house is the last word spoken to the leader. The season of every house is the last word spoken to the leader. So the last word that the leader spoke in this house represents the season of the house. The last word spoken in this house, the words that are being spoken in this house represents the season that the people are walking in. So if God is talking about prosperity and wealth and blessings and favor, then the people of God, under the direction of the leader, should start walking in prosperity and wealth in this next season because the last word spoken by the leader is the season of the house. Okay. We serve, and watch this. Some of y'all are so used to serving men and women of whose assignment that you have not discerned. We'll talk real good. You can't serve well in a house if you misunderstand the nature of the assignment. How can you operate? How can you function? How can you fulfill ministry? How can you know what to study? How can you know what to pray for? How can you know how to be effective in a ministry that you haven't discerned what's on the man? I want you to stop and think, because I want you to understand that where the Lord is taking this house, he places the word in the leader so that the house can follow the word. But if you can't discern what's in the man of God, you cannot discern what you should be doing in ministry. Okay. Follow me, I'm going to bless you. There are several ways to prosperity. There are several ways to prosperity. I'm going to list about 5 today. We're going to pick up about 7 before we close this series. Today, there are going to be about 5.
you to understand that in this series that we've been preaching, God said to tell them that he is getting ready to deliver you from the addiction to the struggle. I'm going to take off my watch. He's getting ready to deliver a lot of us from the addiction to the struggle. He is getting ready to pull you and your mind out of the limited culture of poverty. Watch this. But there are some things that you are going to have to speak and not just believe God for. Okay. Let me pause right there. Your belief is good for your hope. But when your faith is activated, your faith is good for the season. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Belief is good for hope. Hope makes you feel better. But when you activate your faith along with your hope, then your faith steps you into your new season. The problem is there are a lot of people who believe God can. But there are many of the same people who have never seen him do it. The problem in this is a lot of us, we are fooled by the enemy in thinking that God just didn't answer our prayer. We are fooled in thinking that God just didn't do it for us. We are fooled in thinking that we are not worthy enough. We are fooled in thinking that there is something wrong with us. But the truth of the matter is, you only hope for it. You've never applied faith and spoken into action. Okay, let me talk to you. The culture and the mindset of poverty says this: I can climb over my mountain. The mindset of poverty says I can go around my mountain. The culture of poverty and the mindset of poverty says I can destroy my mountain. But when you have faith, there are some things you don't have to go over or around or go through. The word says you can speak to some mountain and they'll be. I wish I could find somebody right there. And see, a lot of you, your problem is not your hope, but your problem is your words don't match your faith. Oh, come here, somebody. Somebody has gotten so used to not having that they have just stopped speaking it. I can't get no amens right there. Some of you have just gotten so used to not having enough that you don't even declare anything better because you are afraid that it won't happen for you. But the Lord says, tell you today, he's about to put a fresh anointing in your mouth and in the power of the word, that the next time you open your mouth, it's going to literally move mountains out the way. Look at your neighbor and shout, move the mountain with your mouth. Look at another neighbor and say, are you speaking the right language? Are you saying the right things? Are your words getting God's attention? Listen, many of us can quote faith. We can quote faith. Faith is the substance. We can quote it. Faith comes by hearing. We can quote it. But many of you, the truth of the matter is you're not living by faith. Don't worry, take your shoes off. I'm going to step on your toes. Many of you, you are looking when you come to church, you are only looking to feel better. I better turn this way. But feeling better don't necessarily mean that you are doing better. I wish I could find a church. And the truth of the matter is a lot of you are okay with just feeling better, but you don't believe that God wants you to do better. See, I don't just want to be a prophet that's broke. I want to be a prophet that got money in the bank. I don't want to just be a begging preacher and asking you for tithes and offering. I want to be a preacher that's got a nice savings account. I don't want to be on a mission trip asking you for $2. I want to be able to go to my bank and withdraw what I need. Okay. I want to be an accurate prophet with a nice bank account. I don't want to just be accurate when I prophesy to you. I want to be accurate when I prophesy to my account. I think you know amen right there. Ain't no use in you having a sad prophet that can prophesy to you a good name and a good story and a good blessing, and that prophet walking around depressed, busted, and disgusted. You know, I tell you the truth. lot better if the prophets had a little show for it. I wish I could find a church. Watch this. I believe many times people don't want to do ministry because they believe that people who work for Jesus don't have much. Okay. But I got one question. Do you think a blessed Jesus would have poor followers? I want you to say anything. I want to know, do you think a blessed Jesus, a rich Jesus, will have broke followers? Put up Luke chapter 5. Let's look at the text. Put up verse 4. Read it, reader.
Stepping into one of the boats, Jesus asked Simon, its owner, to push out a little into the water, so that he could sit in the boat and speak to the crowds from there. When he had finished speaking, he said to Simon, now go out where it is deeper.
Stop. I want y'all to stop. He stepped into the boat. Simon, he didn't even know him. He said, I want you to take your boat, I want you to push it out a little bit away. Now watch this. There was a lot of folk around. It just wasn't Simon and Peter them. There was a lot of folk there. The multitude was there. So he said, I will get in your boat, but I want you to push away from the shore so they ain't too close to me. But before I give them a blessing, I got to give them a word. Before I bless them, I got to give them a word, because a blessing is no good without the wisdom of the word. Because you will blow the blessing if you ain't got a word to sustain it. I wish I could find a church. So he said, push away, let me talk to him real quick. Then watch it. When he finished speaking, he said to Simon, he said, you what? Now go where? He said, because where you are, you too shallow. I wish I could find a church right there. Your mindset is too shallow. Your thought process is too shallow. You're on the surface and God is calling you deeper. You can't catch a lot of fish on the shallow end. All you can catch out there is brim. If you want a bigger catch, then you got to go a little bit deeper. I wish I could find some of y'all want Mercedes-Benz and BMWs, but yet, I can, amen, right there. But yet you still are singing lullabies, and now I lay me down to sleep. God is saying, if you want a bigger fish, you got to go deeper. Not deeper in a bigger church, deeper in the Word of God. He says, watch this, when you erase the shallow thinking of a culture of poverty, he says, now you can catch a lot of. Now you can catch a lot of fish. Shout a lot. A lot. Shout again, shout a lot. A lot. Shout like you want a lot. Shout a lot. Oh, there it is. Okay. Now watch this. I come to mess up some of y'all thinking. Some of y'all been fearing stepping into ministry full time. And a lot of you been hesitant about obeying God to his fullness, even if ministry ain't for full time, but you've been hesitant about stepping into God in his fullness because you think that only broke people work for the ministry. But when God chooses you for his work, one of the first areas he works on in your life is your finances. And I ain't talking about the money from the church where y'all paying y'all tithes and offerings, so don't get uptight right here. In the text, the disciples that are not yet disciples did not even tell Jesus they had a bad month. They ain't made no money this month. They've been fishing all night, ain't caught nothing. They've been fishing. They don't know how they going to go home and tell their wives they ain't coming home with nothing. So when Jesus went to get on the boat, he couldn't find them because they walking around praying, seeing how they going to explain to their wife. They get out all night with the buddies, and they don't have nothing to show. I wish I'm trying to find them. They've been to work all week and get home, and the child support that took all their money, and all they got is $36 a week. I wish I could buy the church. They didn't work 40 hours, and all of the taxes come out, and they didn't have what they thought they would have when they got done working. But might I tell
When you step into ministry, when you obey the call, the first thing he works on is your finances. I'm going to prove it to you. Put up verse 8. Read it.
When Simon Peter realized what had happened, he fell to his knees before Jesus and said, "Oh, sir, please leave us. I'm too much of a sinner for you to have run."
Read verse 9.
For he was awestruck by the size of their catch, as were the others with him.
Verse 10.
And his partners too, James and John, the sons of Zebedee. Jesus replied, "Don't be afraid. From now on, you'll be fishing for the souls of men."
Wait, okay. In this season, we're walking into about the promotions, financial increase, pay raises, job changes, new job titles. I ain't got the receipt, I'm telling you what the word says. Okay. You sit there and be comfortable with where you at. Okay. So he says, watch this. In the text, he told him, cast that net to the left side. The mindset of poverty said, watch this, out of Simon's mouth. He says, but we already done that. Excuse me, but we've been out here all night. I don't mean no offense, I don't know you like that, but we know what we're doing, but if you say so. See, the mindset and the culture of poverty always got something to say negative before they'll obey God. I think you know amen right there. God didn't ask you for what happened the last time you tried it. He only wants to know, are you willing to obey it after it has failed? I'm going to find the church right there. He wants to know if you will do what he told you to do after you have failed at it. Okay, so let's look at this. I'm going to tell you in the text that there was promotion and a job change. In the text, there was a promotion, a salary increase, and a job change. What was that? Y'all want to know the season of the house where we going? He said we can't go out there and take back the city and we broke. I think you know amen right there. You can't go out there and meet people's need and you ain't got no money. I wish I could buy the church right there. And I ain't talking about borrowing and begging and cooking no fish and no chicken. But I'm talking about when he's going to take the wealth of the wicked and give it back to the righteous. He's saying, let me show you what I do when you obey me in ministry. He cast his net out. He said, uh-oh, I wasn't prepared to get this type of blessing. Because if I was prepared, I would have brought a bigger net. See, some of us have been limiting the size of our blessing because of the net size we've been given to Jesus. But God is saying, I'm trying to give you overflow, but you keep giving me the same net you've been having for the last 60 years. I wish I could. Some of y'all are still fishing with the same baby size net as in 10 years ago, but you want an overflow of $1 million, but your net can't even hold it. So watch it. He says in the text, he got a job change. Look at it. He's saying, truth be told, you are high fishermen. But realistically, let me tell you how you know when it's time to leave where you are and there's a promotion for somewhere else. When you've been catching the same thing all your life and it was working for you, then it stopped working. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You thought that you were just in a dry season. But it wasn't that you were in the dry season. God was trying to change your catch. Can I just slow it down? He said, I'm trying to get you a new job title, but you keep telling me what your current one is. He said the reason why you couldn't catch fish last night is because you got a promotion and didn't even know it. It's because you got a job change and didn't even know it. That's why when you went to work the next day, everything was upside down and it wasn't working because I was trying to put you in a new place. Can I tell you that? So from now on, you're going to be fishing not for fish. You're going to be fishing after. Okay. Job change. The first way to wealth is wisdom. You have to be able to discern what your catch is. In this last season, your catch might have been fish. But in your new season, it might be men. But if you don't discern that, you'll go through a season of being broke and not having enough because you're still trying to go after the same thing. The Word of God says, how much better is wisdom than gold? Wisdom is a lot better than money. You are only as wealthy at the level of your wisdom. The reason why many of us ain't got thousands of dollars is because you ain't wise enough. You still struggling on whether or not you're going to pay your tithes or not. How you going to give you thousands of dollars? I better go back over here. You still ain't convinced that tithes and offering work. So you still struggling with that concept. So he ain't going to let you win the lottery. Way number 2. After you get wisdom, the next thing you want to get is vision. Better move real quick. Second thing you want to get is vision. If you cannot dream where you are, you don't need wealth. If you can't dream it, if you can't see it, then you don't need it. Because a person who lacks vision is a negative person. Have you ever wondered why folks are just so negative? It's because they can't see nothing more than where they are. I can't get no amens right there. They can't see anything positive happening because, watch this, they can't see nothing but how awful their current life is. So watch this. And instead of blaming themselves for where they are, they will use every excuse to blame people. The people that they have encountered for their lack of success. And see, this is why you got to understand the devil wants to steal your vision. Because if he keeps you from having vision, because if a person has vision, watch this, they are on their way to emotional stability. Okay. Vision will convince you and make you feel like you got to line up with the Word of God in order to get what you're looking to have. Okay. Shout wisdom. Wisdom. Shout vision. Vision. Number 3, this is what I want to be. The third thing you got to have to get wealth, y'all better write these down. Y'all want a lot of money. But then you're going to go out there and got no wisdom. You ain't got no vision. How you want him to make you a millionaire? You ain't got no vision. You ain't got no plan. You ain't prepared now. You ain't Googled nothing. You ain't looked nothing up. You think you just going to start a business and you ain't did no research? The devil is a lie. Which brings me to point number 3. After you get wisdom and after you get vision, the next thing you need is information. Vision and information is not the same. You are only as wealthy as you are informed. Many people never make it to wealth because they are not hungry enough for information. They want the wealth quick. But to get money without having knowledge is not a good combination because, watch this, money you can lose. Stuff you can lose. Your house you can lose. Your car you can lose. But one thing that you can never lose after you get it is knowledge. I wish I could find a church right there. Knowledge is something that the enemy can never steal from you. He can never take it away. Let me tell you about a couple of statistics. Look at this. I looked it up. Y'all know. I like information. It empowers me. There are nearly 6 million job openings in the United States. There are 6.6 million people unemployed. You do the math. The problem is, most of these available jobs are beyond the qualifications of those currently unemployed, especially the high-paying jobs. Okay, y'all ain't gonna say amen, don't worry. So we stay in poverty and making minimum wage because we don't have the knowledge or the information necessary to meet the requirements where the government or the society is needed. Okay. You want a higher paying job and you want to
more money. But when I ask you what's your skill set, or what is your degree, or what is your experience, or what knowledge do you have, you say, I ain't got none. Favor will help you get a job. But information and knowledge will help you keep the job. I can't find no amens right there. Your best friend can get you in, but your best friend can't keep you in. I wish I could find a church right there. God can set you up and get you a new job, but he can't help you keep that job. You got to build a skill set and an information. I wish I could come. Okay. So he says, some of us, we need to get off social media. Stop watching TV. Stop going out so much. Okay, what do I do when I stop doing that? Get a real estate license. Get in an online class. Go back to school. Take up another trade. If you want a pay increase, the only way to get it is a knowledge increase. I wish I could find a church right there. And the last time I checked, social media ain't giving you no more knowledge than what you already had. It's giving you business, but it ain't your business. I wish I could find somebody right there. It's giving you a lot of information, but this information ain't helping you get ahead. It's actually holding you farther behind. Watch this. So then he spoke to me, y'all, and the spirit is so clever because he said this to me. He said, it's a shame and a disgrace that you will spend the, he's talking about me. Not y'all, so y'all don't be offended. But when you walk out here, think about you, okay? It's a shame and a disgrace that you will spend the majority of your day on a social media platform like Facebook and not own a stock in it. Watch this, he said, if it's that good to you, then research how you can turn your time on it to your money. Okay. Wait. He says, if serving and searching and browsing means that much to you, you might as well buy a stock in it. So as you are wasting your time, you are making money doing it. Find the church right there. So when you got wisdom and you got vision and you got information, you won't be just on there browsing. I wish I could find the church right there. Because you build in somebody's pockets, but they ain't yours. But if you will take $15 and buy a stock in Facebook, then you will make money. Come here, church, see y'all. Y'all don't walk out on me. All of us social media users, all of us app users, if you'll take some time and sacrifice your convenience store chips and sunflower seeds and Powerade, and you'll take that $10 and buy a stock. You know what? The sad thing is, you saying you ain't got enough money to buy a stock, but right now they're offering penny stocks called Bitcoin. Penny stocks. You can take your little thing that you made at the house and cut a hole in you, dropping all that change in. You can take that change that you're trying to save and go to Walmart and buy you some gas, and you can take that same change and invest it in the stock. And by the end of the year, you can have thousands of dollars off of 2 pennies. Y'all want to talk. Okay, I'm going to move on today. They don't want to talk about that. I'm trying to help y'all get some money. Y'all want somebody to lay hands on you, you fall out, and you get up your bank account rich. Because see, that ain't no good. If God put $1 million in your bank account, you're going to blow it tomorrow. Everybody going to see it, then you're going to be broke. I wish I could find a church like that. And then your name going to be on the back page of the newspaper. I wish I could find a church. It says foreclosure and lease for sale because you have blown everything that God blessed you with and you didn't have no wisdom. The fourth level of wealth, after you get wisdom, you get vision, you get information, the next thing you want to have is a good name. See, that culture of poverty is sitting there, your hair sleeping, you ain't paying no attention that's because the enemy wants you to stay with no money in your pocket. A good name is the next level of wealth for you. I'm going to prove it to you. Don't worry. Y'all know, okay. Most of y'all can't get no house because you got bad credit. Okay. Let me stop. I'm going to prove it to you. The enemy comes after your name because he wants your credibility and your integrity. Because your name will help you get something that your money can't afford. Y'all, this is a lot of revelation. Y'all ain't got to say, oh man, you can go back to your cousin church. But this is the truth right here. Your name will help you buy something that you ain't got enough money in your bank account for. If you got a good name, you can get a lot. But if your name is bad, then you can have a lot of money and still can't get nothing. I prove it to y'all, prove it to y'all, prove it to y'all. Y'all still sitting there saying, prove it to you. When you go to buy something big, like a car, a house, get some furniture, you know, something big, cost thousands of dollars. They don't ask you for your bank account. They say, sir, can you give me your name? I can't get no. I need your social and your date of birth because I need to run a good name and character. I wish I could buy her. Because if I'm going to trust you to loan out my stuff, I got to believe. Now watch it. Not by your bank account that you can afford it, but by your name. I wish I could buy a church right there. Your name will make folks believe that you will pay for something when you can't afford it. I can't get no church. Your name can be so good and you can be so broke that when you walk in the store, they'll give you anything you want because a person knows you got an outstanding name. Shout good name. Good name. Shout again, say good name. Good name. Y'all destroyed it everywhere you go. On social media, destroyed it. Destroyed it in the Walmart. Destroyed it in the Piggly Wiggly. You think you don't have to impress nobody, but the devil is a lie. Some people you do got to impress. I can't get no amens right there. Because the farmer's furniture manager might be on the next aisle in Walmart and they see how you, I can't get no amen. Y'all ain't got to say that. But the mindset of culture and poverty will have you think I ain't got to prove that to nobody. I ain't got to, if they gonna do it, if it's the Lord's will, it's gonna happen. It could be the Lord's will, but it could be out of the range of your will because your name jacked up. Y'all say that. Don't worry. And a lot of us think we can act any kind of way. Oh, and I found a good scripture because you know I like to tell people all the time that you can mess up and say the wrong thing at the right time and get a good laying on the hand. Now I'm gonna get to that in just a second, but I found that scripture. You know, everything in the Word of God, I just appreciate it so much. Watch this. Okay. So you got to understand that if you got wisdom, you got vision, you got information, and you got a good name, I'm on my way to wealth. What's the next thing that I need after that? You need good relationships. God cares about how you interact with people that you don't care about. I'm gonna get on that. Just sit there and look at me. I ain't got to impress nobody. I don't care if they don't like me. I don't care if they don't talk to me. If they want to know me, they got to get to know me. Okay, I got to prove you wrong. That's the mindset of poverty. Okay, I guess so. Okay, watch this. Proverbs 19:4. Y'all better write these down. These are wisdom in the word. Read.
Rich people are always finding new friends.
Wait. Who finding new friends? Okay, tell me what the poor folks doing.
But the poor cannot keep the
The poor folks can't even keep the flow. The reason why half of y'all done lost y'all best friends is not because they did something so bad or you were so bad, but it's because your mindset was too poor. Amen. Y'all just better say amen and repent now. You cannot keep the few friends you have because you are in a poverty mindset. That's why they walking away. They want more. You continue where you are. You think it's okay to talk to them any kind of way. You think it's okay to treat them any kind of way. But the devil is a lie. That's a poor folks mindset. Shout amen, church. Amen. The rich folk get a lot of new friends. You want to know why they get new friends? Because eventually the resources of the current friendships is not going to provide elevation to more money. You know, amen, right there. You know how the rich become richer? They get more friends, they got more money. I think you know, amen. Y'all ain't got to say that. Sit there with your broke self and think it's okay. They find friends, they got more money than they have. And when their friendships have tapped out, they start making themselves friendly. why you still broke? Because all your friends still broke. You can't get no more money because your friends can't even sow into you in your time of need. Never mind. I wish I could get up. Y'all can keep sitting there. They want more money, God, but they don't want to receive what the Spirit is saying to them. Some of you, the reason why you're not wealthy is because your circle has been the same for 20 years. You know what? Okay. Most, and I ain't even going to talk about the world, I'm talking about church folk. Many problems with a lot of us church folk is we have poor interpersonal skills. And we hide our anointing and make folk think that God called us to isolation and called us to be by ourselves. When if I check my Bible one time, it says, go ye into all the world. I wish I could find. When's the last time the whole world was in your house, in your secret closet, in your bedroom? That ain't all the world. That's isolation. God ain't called you to isolation. That is justification spiritually for a poor poverty mindset. We got poor interpersonal skills, especially people who are prophetic. They want to tell people that's just the way I am. You just got to take it or leave it. No, the devil is a lie. That's why you can be a prophet and broke, because you don't know how to be personable. Okay, now I got to tell you something trivial. You do know some of your blessings walked out the church or walked out the store because you are not approachable. Oh, I got to kill the demon right there. Oh, I'm just, you know, it's just my demeanor. It's just the way I look. I just intimidate folks. And they just don't come over. Then that should be your problem, because the same person that wants to come up to you and give you a seed, they walked out with your seed because they was afraid to even approach you. I wish I could find a church right there. Some of your, watch this, your debt that you had, it walked out in the pockets of a person that didn't like the way you were looking in church. I wish I could find a church, because you got a bad mindset. You think it's okay to just look any kind of way, but you got to be relatable, you got to be approachable, and you got to be personable. Oh, I wish I could find a church right there, okay? Your demeanor says, go on, don't say nothing to me. And that's exactly what your blessing did. It went on and it didn't say nothing to you. I wish I could find. You ain't got to say amen. Your demeanor says not today, and God's blessing said not today. I can't find no church right there. I wish I could find. I wish I could find a church. You know how you be looking like you got sour lemons in your mouth, and folks scared to hug you and say something to you because of how you looking. You need to fix your face. You need to fix your face out. Okay, calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Because our culture tells us that we ain't got to please other folk, and you don't. Don't get it twisted. You ain't got to please everybody. You just got to be able to relate to the right people. And what if the right person is on your road and God is speaking to them right now about your next blessing, but because of the way you sit there looking like a knot on the law, they are watching. They changed their mind about your next blessing. You do know your next blessing ain't in Walmart. It's in another person's hand. Other people. Y'all said he blesses people too. He let other folk notice you. Notice how you walk. Notice how you talk. But in Washington, if the only thing they can see is you being mean and ugly and got your nose stuck up and your lips turned and crooked, and then you talk about the person you was just smiling in front of, then what happens is God allows your blessing to keep on moving. Okay. I know. If they want to talk to me, they'll come talk to me. They just better get to know me. Well, they're afraid to get to know you because of how you look. Okay. If your friendships and relationships were good enough to walk you into wealth, most of y'all would be rich by now. Okay. Another demon of poverty. You know, I'm just shy. I don't do folk. I don't like big crowds. I just don't do it well. It just does something to me. But big crowds normally house people with big bank accounts. I'm gonna preach to the drums, you know. In the small crowds, it's folks with little pockets. But in the big crowds, you might find one that has a nice, I think you know, amen, right there. And they can hold the change of your position, the change of your title, the change of your status. And some of you women want to get married, but some of the men won't even walk up to you because of how you look. I think you know, amen. You think it's okay to still dress the same way you've been dressing since the 70s. The devil is a... I can't get no amens right there. I can't get no amen. Because if you don't catch the right one, you got to be the right catch. Okay. You got to work on your personal skills. If you don't develop your interpersonal skills, there are a lot of resources that you will not have. A lot of blessings and favor I experience is because I push myself to be personable. Watch this. I am shy and timid, but guess what? I'm making my business to be personable. And that's why it's easy for folks to come up to me and talk. And sometimes I walk away with a blessing that I did not expect. Not because I asked for it, but because I just knew how. Y'all, you think you got to be connected to somebody. You ain't got to be connected. You just got to be able to relate. Shout spirit of poverty. Spirit of poverty. Shout again, spirit of poverty. Spirit of poverty. You need to work on how you talk to people, how you treat people, how you interact with people. You need to work on how you talk to people, how you treat people, how you interact with people. Because just because everybody's saved don't mean they ain't got a little bit of knock you out. Put it up. Put up the next one. Read it. I found it. Yes, it did.
The lips of fools bring them strife.
What? Cousin, I got an amen right here, cousin. Okay, watch this. Watch this. Read it, read it.
And their mouths invite a beating.
The lips of fools bring strife, means starts arguments. And their mouths will invite a beating. I wish I could find. I wish I could find about 5 of my cousins right here. Some of y'all talk too much. You got your mouths too much. You got too much to say about stuff that ain't your business. And in this next season, your mouth might invite a beating. I wish I could find it. I wish I could find a real church right there. That's in Proverbs. That's the wisdom of the Lord. If you don't want no beating, you need to keep your mouth shut. Because just because I'm saved don't mean I won't lie. Don't shut your mouth. Y'all come on, say amen. Come on, say amen. That is the lips of fools. It brings arguments. But watch this. Because they yell so much, they invite me to beat them. I know the Lord say love them, but everything in these hands say beat them. It's going to take a lot of Holy Ghost not to obey that word. Come here, church. Work on your personal skill. It ain't okay to be saved and got a smart mouth. It ain't okay. Wish I could buy. It ain't okay. You got to watch and be careful of what you say and how you say it. Because everybody ain't having a good day. Everybody ain't got the Holy Ghost like you. Somebody just made it on this side and they ain't always there yet. They still kind of pre-Pentecostal. See, y'all think just because we saved. All right, I'm going to go on. You need to work on your personal skills. Come from behind your phones and that keypad and spend time with folks. Social media ain't social. How can you be social behind a keypad? I wish I see. See how the enemy is so deceptive, they call it social media, but it ain't social. Because you ain't hanging around nobody, you around yourself. I wish I could. And see, that's why they think that they big and bad, because they can hide behind their keypad and think I won't see them in Walmart and invoke Proverbs 18 and 6. Watch this. If you depended on, watch this. If you depended on the people that you hanging around to bring you your wealth, you sadly mistaken. Y'all are all in the same shape. You better understand this one word, and you better understand this prophetic word right now. Some of you, your next blessing is coming out of your next interaction with people. Some of you, your next job is in your next interaction with someone you don't know. You don't have to be connected to them. You just have to be able to relate to them. But you can't be blessed by them if you are nowhere to be found. God ain't called you to hide in hibernation. He called you to go into the world. So take your moo-moo off and put on some clothes. I can't get all your hands right there. Take them slippers off and that house coat and get out your house and go into the world. Amen. The reason why your salary has been the same for 15 years is because you've been in your house too long. I'm going home. Okay. Verse 1, read it. Put it up there.
One day, as he was preaching on the shore of Lake Gennesaret, great crowds pressed in on him to listen to the word of God.
Great crowds. How many? Great. Y'all saw that great crowd? This is Jesus, right? How many people there? Great crowd, right? Big crowd. Big crowd. Big. A lot of folks were there. But he didn't choose a lot of them. Say he was preaching, and there was a lot of folks there listening to the word of God. They were sitting in the church listening. But out of the ones listening, go to verse 2. He noticed two. He noticed 2 empty boats standing on the water's edge while the fishermen washed their nets. So he noticed some people out of all of the folks that were there. It was some people that impressed him. Your next level of money is locked up in somebody that you have not even met yet. Read it.
He noticed 2 empty boats standing at the water's edge while the fishermen washed their nets.
Keep reading.
Stepping into one of the boats, Jesus asked Simon, its owner, to push out a little into the water so that he could sit in the boat and speak to the crowds from there.
Simon was shouting. He said, go out, son. Let's go into the deep. He said, now, throw your nets out. Yeah. While I'm preaching, you're going to be harvested. While I'm delivering the word, you're going to be catching something. While the word is going forth, you're going to be experiencing increase and don't even know it. By the time I get done with the word that I'm preaching, your neck's going to be so full. Okay. So, here they was in the boat. They had a harbor night. They was washing their nets. But they impressed Jesus. Y'all still don't think you got to impress folks. There are some folks that can change your status, your storyline, your last name. I know I've been changed. The problem is you don't look the part, you don't talk the part, and you are not approachable. There's coming a time where you better be impressive. Okay. Can I tell y'all the story? I'm done. There's a story about a woman named in the Bible. Her name was Esther. You don't know Esther, but when I get done, you'll know her. Esther was a little girl. Her parents died. She had a cousin by the name of Mordecai. Mordecai took her in and he began to raise her and groom her. Now, Mordecai was an official in the government of the king's army and the king's his city or his nation. So Mordecai was an official, a government official, or he had a high-ranking status. So he raised Esther up. One day, the king, I can't say his name, it starts with an A. One day, the king called for his wife. Her name was Vashti. He called for Vashti. She didn't even come. The Bible says the king got so mad that she didn't show up when he called her that he exiled her and he divorced her on the spot. Then the Bible says, he said, I need a new queen. So he told his servants, he said, go out there and I want you to find some folk that impress you. And the Bible says he found, one of the servants found Esther because she impressed him. So not only did Esther impress him, but 20 other women impressed him. You do know that there's more than one woman that can impress a man. I can't do it. So these about 20 women, they watched it. They worked on how they looked for over a year, says the word of God. So the Bible says they groomed and they fixed their face and they did all of these things. They had waxes and they had tummy tucks and they did all of these things to make themselves look impressive. And then watch what happened. Esther, who was an orphan, that had lost her parents, that was raised by her cousin. Esther, who had lost her parents, that was raised by her cousin. She didn't make no excuse for not having parents. She accepted the fact, I can't get no amen. She accepted the fact of the cards in the hand that she was dealt, and she just used it to her advantage. So Mordecai, a man, raised a woman to be impressive because he was anointed by God. Y'all been impressed? So Mordecai raised her up. He was worried about it because she had been gone. He wanted to check in on her. And the Bible says that Esther impressed the king's servant so much. Watch this. She impressed him so much that he gave her servant. She went from working for Mordecai to folks working for her. Somebody missed that. All because she was impressive to the ones that were looking at her. So she got a promotion, she got a job change, she got a title change, all because of the way she carried herself, and she was personable. Now watch this. Then the Bible says that when the king came to make his pick, he picked the one that carried the look well. And he says, Esther is impressive. Impressive enough to handle the weight of what's on my life. So I didn't understand what that meant. But see, they kept telling Esther, you look good, you smell good, your hair's pretty, you got on your nice shoes, all of that. It was telling Esther, and she kept saying, God be the glory. God be the glory. I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for God. I could have ended up anywhere. You know, I lost my parents, I didn't complain. I had a bad life, I didn't complain. Stuff didn't go my way, I didn't complain. I took the punches and I kept on. I wish I could find a church right there. And I knew that one day my past would pay off. I just didn't know how God was going to do it. I just kept being patient and knowing that God had a plan for my life. If I would just keep trusting him, he would make my name great. So here she was, she said, I just thank the Lord that somebody noticed me. Y'all gonna hear what I'm saying. And so, watch this, the Bible says that Esther so impressed the servants that not only was she no longer a servant, but she had servants. Because she was so impressive, she gained a new position, she gained new money, and she gained a new bank account. And then, watch this, and out of it all, she got a new man. Can I pause for a second and say, some of us ain't got the right man, and he ain't found us yet because you don't yet look the part? I can't get no amen. I just talk to somebody I can talk to. You can't go in the public with rollers in your head and the camera. I can't get no amens right there. Okay, you want you want me to catch you, but you look like the worst fish in the sea. I ain't gonna catch you. I wish I could find the church right now. You think that you gonna get what you're looking for, but you think you can keep looking how you've always been looking. If you don't look the way you've always been looking, you're gonna keep getting the same cash. You got to worry. It's in the word. It's in the word. It's in the word. Put up verse 10. I'm done. Shout, impress the right one. Impress the right one. Put up verse 10. Read it.
And his partners too, James and John, the sons of Zebedee. Jesus replied, "Don't be afraid. From now on you'll be fishing for the souls of men." And as soon as they landed, they left everything and went with him.
The blessing was so big. The blessing was so big in their last interaction with somebody that they hadn't met yet, that it was so big that they could walk away from their jobs. They left everything. They went into work and they said, "I love everybody, but today is my last." I'm looking for about 5 people that's going to receive this prophecy. God is trying to get you enough where you can choose to go to work tomorrow and tell your boss, "Today is my last day." My interaction on yesterday with the right one blessed me so good that I no longer need this job because I've been set up for the rest of my life. They got so much money, they didn't have to draw out their retirement. They had so much money that they didn't need insurance. They had so much money that they could give away what they had and didn't have to sell it in the yard sale. I'm talking about, see, all of us in here, we got that mindset of culture, we got to get rid of it. God wants to bless us so well that he wants to make it easy for us to work for him. Without worrying about how you're going to take care of your house. You better hear what I'm saying. So I checked out verse 10 again. I said, what brought the blessing? Put it back up. Read it.
And his partners too, James and John, the sons of Zebedee. Jesus replied, "Don't be afraid. From now on you'll be fishing for the souls of men." And as soon as they landed, they left everything and went with him.
So what was the basis of their wealth? I thought it was their skill set. Their skill set wasn't working. They had been fishing all night, didn't catch them, so their skill ain't working. So I said, Lord, what brought them their wealth? He says, when Simon decided to obey after his failure. The basis of your blessing won't be your expertise. It will be the level of your obedience. God doesn't need your ability. He needs your willingness to obey. And when you obey, you need to be able to obey without understanding. Obey when it didn't work the last time. Obey after a failure. Obey after the mistake. Obey after you had a hard night. Because he needs for you, watch this, to understand that when he's changing your pockets, he will change your catch. He said from now on you won't be fishing for fish. You'll be fishing for what? Their new season involved them to work on a job but they didn't have the skills for it. Y'all missed that. They got a new job and didn't meet the qualifications. But see, the mindset of poverty won't apply, because when they read the qualifications and the requirements, they'll eliminate themselves when God is saying apply. I wish I could find a church right there. Because when elevation comes and God wants to set you up so you can obey him freely, then he will give you something that you don't deserve. That's how you know that it's God. When you get a job but you don't qualify for it. Somebody missed their setup because they disqualified themselves when God had qualified them. From now on this new job, it's going to be on the job training. If you listen, wait a minute. You didn't tell me they just got a new boss. They didn't know Jesus was going to be their new boss. But the new boss stepped on the boat and said, drop the net. They obeyed the new boss, and then he gave them a job. Y'all, God's going to set y'all up so funny that you're going to be in a place, somebody going to say the darndest thing to, will you give me some coffee? And you're going to be like, who you think you are? Then the Spirit going to say, no, get the coffee. And by the time you bring it back, you're not even going to know. I can't even put your hands right there. You're going to be on your job and don't even know the real CEO. He's going to walk in and you're going to be talking to him. And God's going to set you out. Because God has stepped us into a season where we're about to walk into more than enough. Why? Because he wants to free us up mentally so we can walk in ministry. New boss was in the room. I'm telling y'all staying. Boss was in the room. They ain't know it. He said, do this. They obeyed. He wasn't looking for their skill. He was looking for their obedience. Most bosses, they don't really care if you got the skill. But if they can see that you'll do what they ask you to do. See, I'm a boss, so I can tell you. You ain't got to have a teaching degree, but if I can sense in your interview that you'll do exactly what I tell you to do, then you're a right fit for my team. I'm going to get an amen right there. I wish I could find a church. The reason why many of you can't find a new team is because you ain't the right fit, because you're not personable enough. New boss is there. He said, I want to give you a promotion. I want you to start catching something bigger. You can't use what you've been using. But you also ain't going to understand the whole job. But as you walk with me, I'm going to explain it to you. This job in ministry, you ain't going to know how to do it. But as you walk with me, I'm going to explain it to you. But if you don't walk with it because you want to understand it first, most of us can't do ministry because we wanted all the information. When Jesus is saying, I want to teach you along the way. I ain't going to give you all the pieces to the puzzle, because if I give you too much, you'll be too overwhelmed and it'll give you anxiety. So I'm going to give you what you can handle when you can handle it, and then we'll continue to progress as you walk with me. Watch this. He didn't even tell them they were going to be a disciple. He hired them and didn't even tell them their job title. He just told them what they were going to be doing. The Bible said they dropped everything. Told their wives, listen, we're going on the road. If you'll be patient with me, you're going to be blessed. Now, one thing I like about Jesus, as I close this, so he didn't discuss a salary. They was out there working. They need some money. He didn't discuss a salary because he proved to them that as long as they walk with him, the number of the salary ain't even a question. Oh, I'm trying to get us to a lesson. So all needs will always be met as long as you walk with the right one. If you get the right boss, you'll not only get a paycheck, you'll get some flowers. You'll get some Skittles on your birthday. You'll get a button-down shirt and a tie. I think you know amen right there. You'll get more than what you expected, all because you are walking in the right place with the right one. As soon as they landed, they left everything and went with him. We're closing our eyes. God is in the room looking for some folks to impress him. The trouble is, you got so much going on in your life that you're so stuck in your circumstance, in your situation, you can't even be impressive. Even as I was preaching, some of you were just so worried and so distracted by what's going on outside this church that you couldn't even get his attention. But he's about to give you another moment, another opportunity to show him who you are and what you have. All he wants is an obedience. Will you drop everything? Your problems, your circumstance, your situation, your bills, your experiences, your bad relationships, your past. Will you drop it all to follow him? God wants to know, will you leave that stuff behind to go where he wants you to go? You don't have to worry about the money. God says, I got you. I just need you to obey. Because when you obey, the first thing that I take care of is your finances. So for those of us considering ministry, I ain't talking about being at the church all day. I ain't talking about that. But I'm talking about the ones that's really considering stepping into the call of God and committing time to him. But you're so worried about how everything else is going to play out in your life that you don't commit to him. But God is saying, if you commit to me, everything associated with me you can have. You won't ever have to worry about working hard late in the night trying to catch fish if you walk with me. Today is your opportunity to impress the right one. We've been trying to impress the wrong one when you need to impress the right one. Hear this word. I don't know how often I can say it. The Lord says the season for promotions, pay raises and increases, supernatural favor and blessings, harvest time is here. But he's only doing it so he can free your mind to fulfill ministry. He needs for you to obey him in this next season, but he knows you can't fully obey if you're worried about your bills or you're worried about your house. So he's going to take care of all that so he can free up your mind to spend time with him so you can do what he called you to do. God is so amazing that he knows our needs before we even open our mouth. And right now, many of you have several needs. And God is here to take care of those. But he needs a commitment of you to him. A commitment of you to drop your net and follow him. Drop your net and follow him. I know you have your respective jobs. He's not saying he's going to pull you off that job. But he's saying he might bless you right where you are. You just haven't committed to him fully. See, your job right now is still your net. You got to drop that and let him lead you where he wants you to go. May not be a new job. It could just be to obey ministry, to obey the call. Some of you, your ministry is on the job, but you're not even fulfilling it there. Will you impress us today? We're lifting our hands. Repeat after me. Say, Father, I repent for impressing